What I am showing you now is a vision from the future. In 2 days' time, you will find the desk for sale. You must purchase this desk, and you must paint it white. Please heed my warning, and paint the desk white.
Oof. Oh, man. Whew. What a nightmare. Well, so what did he say? I have to paint a Secretlab desk white? Oh, okay. Let's check out Facebook Marketplace and see what they got. Oh, what do you know? There is a Secretlab desk for sale, and it's only $250. Well, I guess I better do what he says.
Hey everybody, what you're looking at here is a Secretlab MAGNUS Desk. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was selling this for about $250 cash. Sorry, we live by the highway. There it is. So we've got the Secretlab MAGNUS. It's not the MAGNUS Pro, but it is still a Secretlab table. So it's completely steel. Actually not sure what's on the inside of this. It might not be completely steel, but it rained last night. But I got this for $250 on Marketplace. And as you can see, there is a lot of cosmetic damage, scratches, just scratches everywhere, all over the place. But everything else, I mean, it works like it should. It's got the tray. This hinges properly. Closes. Some scratches. There's just scratches everywhere, probably from being pushed against the wall. But for $250, I figured it would be a great opportunity to take one of these and completely refurbish it. And so what I decided to do was take it apart, sand it down, because this is like a powder coated finish. So I gotta sand this and then go over it with some turpentine, remove all the imperfections, and then prime it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint it white. So I noticed there's some new white variants of these tables coming out, and so what I'm going to do is just, since this one is in sort of poor shape, I'm going to go ahead and just do that project on my own. So let me get this down out of the truck, and we will probably start sanding it right now. I don't think I'm going to completely take this apart to sand. I'll probably just leave it as it is, dry it off, do a quick and dirty sand, because if you don't sand this a little bit, the powder coating is pretty smooth, and you want to create a surface that the primer is going to adhere to. So you got to sand it and make it a little bit rougher, so that way there's a good bond to the actual surface of the metal before you actually go over with the primer. So it'll probably be easiest for me just to sand it just how it is. These little areas up inside here, I'm going to still spray in there, like the paint's going to go in there, but I'm not too concerned with the bond. Like, I'll sand up as far as I can go, but I'm really going to do this kind of just quickly to get it done and get it into the house and have a good desk for my son to use. and something he can enjoy, because I already have one of these right now, but in much better condition. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, it's all there, so can't beat the price, and a little bit of extra work will come out with a really nice desk for my son or my wife, one of the two. Okay, so I'm gonna get it off the truck and then start sanding. Okay, just to get a closer look at some of this. You can see right here on this other side, there's just nicks and abrasions all over this thing. So all you gotta do is just I'm taking this sandpaper block. Shit, looks like it's gonna rain again. I guess we're wet sanding today, boys. Okay, and just really, you don't have to go crazy on it. Just scuff it up on these areas right here. Like, it's a little bit of a deeper scratch. I'm gonna sand that down a little bit more, but hopefully the primer will get in that and we'll cover that, fix that divot there as much as it possibly can. But get in super close. And you see that residue that's being left behind, that's actually going to be taken off. We'll wipe it down and we'll use that turpentine to remove any of that, those imperfections. But the sanding process shouldn't take too long. Just go over the entire desk, and then I'm probably going to mask off the hinges and stuff with some masking tape, so that way no paint gets in there and to the inner workings of it and gunks it up. I'll do that on both sides, but yeah, everywhere else you can pretty much get everywhere you need to get with paint. So I am going to go hit everything with sandpaper, just like so. Just so it's rough, just like that. That'll give enough of a binding surface so the primer can actually stick to that. And then when we actually go over it with the enamel, it will all be just fine. I'll also make sure any of these like anodized plated parts, I'm going to cover those as well and mask that off so that way it doesn't get paint on it, so it still looks nice when it's finished. So yeah, that's what is going to happen. And it is starting to rain a little bit, so I'm gonna work fast and then go get a tarp and cover this thing up so it doesn't get too wet. Because I think underneath this piece of metal on this top, I think there is some sort of wood or some kind of cardboard or corkboard or something under there. Yeah, I'll probably have to give it. I'll have to take a break for a little bit. I don't want to be working out here in the rain. But that's that. I'll see you back after I'm done and ready for the cleaning part. All right, guys, we're back on day 2. As you can see, it's still overcast, but not supposed to rain today. But I don't have a lot of time to do this, so I kind of am forced to paint today. So hopefully it doesn't rain. I don't really have anywhere else to do this, so I got the surface sanded down as much as I'd like to do. So next thing I'm going to do is wipe it down with turpentine. And this is just going to clean everything that I sanded, get all that dust and debris off of there, clean it, and get it basically ready for prime. After I do this turpentine wash down, I'm going to use masking tape, and I'm going to mask off all these. I don't know if that's some sort of nickel plating or however they plated that. I'm going to mask that off. Again, mask off the hinge part. Anywhere else I don't really want to get paint, which is, you know, not a lot of places. A lot of these bolts, the person that made this desk or put it together stripped these out, so removing them is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. So what I decided to do was just, honestly, I'm just going to paint over the crap. Since this is just going to be my personal desk use in the house, like, I don't really think I'm going to need to take it apart that often. If I was doing this for somebody else, I would go get an extracting kit and extract all these, but I don't really want to do that. It's too much of a pain in the ass for me right now, and I don't want to put any more extra money into this. So I'm not going to extract anything. I'm literally just going to paint over it, and that's about it. I'm going to paint on the inside of here. I'm not really going to do the underside, concentrate on the underside of the desk too much, since you're not really going to see it. I'm literally going to paint just the parts you're going to visibly see every day. Since it's for personal use, I still think it's going to look just fine. You're not even going to notice inside the room. So I'm going to go over this. So here's a little bit how I'm going to do it. Douse this rag, and make sure you wear gloves. Do this in a well ventilated area too. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. But just wipe it off. Go over the entire surface. As I do this, you'll start to see a lot of the roughness and the just the strange damage that was done to this desk. I don't know what people do in their lives where they just destroy things. I've never been one to do that, because growing up we didn't have a lot, so we always, or at least I did, I tended to value the things that we had because it was supposed to last a very long time. And yeah, when I see stuff in this state, it just boggles my mind. But you get the idea. So what I'm going to do is go over the entire desk like this, probably maybe 2 or 3 times, until these rags are completely white. And then once that turpentine dries, it dries really fast. It should speed up the drying process because it evaporates. Then I'm going to mask, and then I will do primer. Just the primer that I got is just this Rust-Oleum flat gray primer. So I'm going to do 2 coats of primer, and after that dries, I'm going to be doing 2 to 3 coats, probably 3 coats of this Rust-Oleum flat protective enamel. And I'm going to have this dry probably for overnight before I bring it into the house. But I will be checking back in with small little updates once I get the masking done, so you guys can kind of see how I did that. And then when I get a coat applied. and you guys can see what it looks like in each step. All right, I'll see you then. Well, so I got those little red rings masked off. I'm not going to do the ones on top here just because they're kind of in an awkward position and I can't cut all the way around it. So that one is just not going to be red, but I don't really care all that much about it. But I got it wiped down, completely degreased. All the dust from the sanding came off, so I've let it sit for a few minutes now, and the sun's starting to poke its way through a little bit, but we're still looking at some overcast skies. Still not supposed to rain today, and this is pretty much the last day I have to do this before I head out of town for the rest of the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with priming. So you want to shake the can up. I'm not going to go through the entire process with you, but all you want to do on this first coat is just a light dusting. And when you spray, spray off to the side, make sure it's got a good pattern. All you want to do is evenly back and forth. So as to not get runs. Very lightly. And if it doesn't look like it's getting fully coated, that's okay, because we're gonna go over it again. But yeah, just the dusting will get you going. Again, do this in a well ventilated area. I'm completely outside, so I don't have anything to worry about. But little by little, well, be careful what you're doing. Always watch. Little by little, once you do these coats, it'll be fully covered. You let that dry in between coats, and you do that until you've got about 2 to 3 coats, and let that dry completely, and then move on to the white. Okay, well, prime is pretty much done. I still have a little bit of paint left, so I'm just gonna probably do another coat when this one dries. You can see it's kind of splotchy on the top. I think that has something to do with this huge flat surface. I think it's got a lot of divots and it's a little uneven, but hopefully the white paint will cover that up. But I've got the desk pad that goes over the top of this, and that'll be covered anyway. But right now, with the light shining on it, you can see how splotchy it is. But on the other stuff, where it's just like actual completely flat steel, it's pretty uniform on the back, on the legs. You can see. But yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. Once that dries too, I gotta lift this up and get under there a little bit better. But overall, I think it's gonna turn out really nice. So that's the prime. Okay, for real this time. The next time you see this, it'll be inside. It'll be white, and it'll have a PC set up on it. Okay. See you in a couple hours.